The CSIRO and Australia's energy networks say a price on carbon in the electricity sector could save the nation $100 billion by 2050. The claim is contained in a new roadmap for the electricity sector. It's also found an average household would be $414 a year better off with a carbon price. But the Energy Minister says the Abbott government killed the carbon tax and it won't be brought back.
Like it or not, Australia's electricity mix is rapidly changing, and some, like Dominic Calf, are taking power into their own hands.
Having the batteries really cut down how much power I'm drawing from the grid, so my bills are around $50 a quarter.
His savings could be shared with others if grid operators design a system where household solar and storage limit the need for new investments in poles and wires.
If you get that framework right, then there's the ability to save $100 billion across the energy system by 2050.
The electricity transmission industry and the CSIRO see a bright future, where South Australia's now world-leading penetration of intermittent renewable energy is matched by WA and Victoria by 2030. With further coal retirements, Queensland and New South Wales would follow suit, with the entire grid completely carbon-free by 2050. The system could be stabilised with grid-scale batteries, interconnectors and other technology. The question is, what's the cheapest way to get there?
When we look at the different carbon policy options, an emission intensity scheme comes through very strongly.
That's a carbon price in the electricity sector, something once proposed by Malcolm Turnbull in opposition, but now considered political poison by his government.
It is time for Malcolm Turnbull to stare down the hard right and to shift his government back to the position that he held many years ago.
For God's sake, let's just get on with it.
The government's not for turning.
We're certainly not going back down the route of a carbon tax. What we will do, though, is look for world's best practice.
The electricity sector is pragmatic. It cares more about policy stability than purity.
To achieve the most efficient outcome for customers, we're going to need stable and an enduring carbon policy that doesn't change at every election. That's why we're happy to work within the process the government will be undertaking this year.
But he says time is of the essence if costs are to be controlled. Nick Harmson, ABC News.